Well, welcome to my video, and this is going to show you your options when the play is countered. Some plays are better than others when they're countered, and I'm going to show you some of my favorites. The first one is obvious: trips corner strike. The counter formation is nickel, as you'll see, and your target is your slot receiver. As soon as you say hut, you want to bullet pass it to your slot receiver. I mean, they drop the ball sometimes, but it's part of the game, so. And it's a Madden thing when it comes to dropping balls. What they did this year in Madden is create stone hands for that play. A lot of the times on counters, your receivers will drop balls like that, and other counters, they'll catch it most of the time, like on motion cross. Well, this year, EA made your receivers have stone hands. That is a lot of people's favorite play, and it's still good because it could beat counters easy. As you can see, I did it right there, 2 drops and a third one caught. And if it's fourth and short, if I'm on short, sometimes I go to that play, but it's just my first example of the outlet counter. Now, what we have here is motion Y stick flipped, and if your defense comes out in dime formation, there's a chance that your opponent has it countered, in which case your target is your slot. So what you want to look for is the cornerback in front of the slot. You want to watch what he does. Now pay close attention to the cornerback in front of Fitzgerald. He'll move up, and this movement is what he does every time if it's countered on this play, in which case you just bullet pass to him right away. Watch the movement. See that? That right there happens every time. Alright, what we have here is halfback angle. And if you like to run this play and you see your opponent comes out in nickel, there's a chance that it's countered. And watch. You just bullet pass it to your tight end. Now, because it's a shotgun play, you run the risk of it being sacked, but most of the time you can get it out. Worst case scenario, it hits off the back of his head. You know, but a lot of times if you got a decent receiver catching, he can catch it. And you know, a lot of plays like this are favored because like I said, even if it is countered, worst case scenario is a complete pass. So it makes it a good play for that reason. Now, another play that a lot of people don't seem to run is trip strong flood, and a lot of the better players favor this play because it's counter beatable, and when it's not countered, it has a good success rate of completion and yards. And when the defense comes out of nickel, that's the defensive counter formation, and all you want to do is get the ball, bullet past your halfback. Now see, that's the worst case scenario right there, is that he drops it like that. However, he can catch it. He catch your halfback. If you have a decent halfback, he catches it more times than not. Again, talking about trip strong flood. You got the nickel, see? So you got a feeling it's countered. So your main target is the halfback. Get control of it and hit your halfback. See that? And when it's not a critical counter, you can sometimes slide outside and hit your slot receiver. So when it's low and medium, you can hit your slot receiver. But worst case scenario, you throw that incomplete pass, and as you see right there, it can be successful. And more times than not, if you have a decent halfback, it is successful. Motion cross is another one that easily beats counters, and the defense formation for the counter is nickel, and this is what you want to do. You want to get control of your wide receiver or your quarterback, come out and hit your receiver that comes in motion. Now occasionally you can catch nickel formation like this. You have to be aware of what the defenders are doing. Now the nickel formation is the counter formation, but if you call hut and that motion wide receiver is being followed, it is man coverage, and then you gotta throw to the slot in that case. You just have to be aware of what your defender is doing. It's a very easy play and very popular. Now, because it's shotgun, you do gotta be aware of the high snap, but it's very easy to grab control of the quarterback and scramble. See there how I scrambled away? I'm gonna bait the cornerback up, then I'm gonna slide out and hit my wide receiver. But stone hands on counters sometime, but very, 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 very beatable. And I showed drop passes because just because you know you can beat a play that's countered doesn't mean you should use it, because receivers get what we call stone hands on counters. So you run the risk of them dropping the pass even if you put it right there, as you've just seen several times. The important thing is to know the plays. So that's plain and simple. You got to know your outlets, your counter outlets when you're running your passing plays.